of the sinking city.
From what I've gleaned through the trophies for Daylight, I have legit 2 more areas to go through
Awesome.
to figure out the end of the game.
Yeah, I'm going to assume you died.
I don't know.
Well, you could escape, but possessed. I don't know. I'm just snowballing it. Just gotta finish putting the sugar into my coffee. Have a nice caramel blend today. Yeah, man. So far in the game, I've come across the fact that my character is losing his goddamn mind, seeing, visions of weird shit. I've also found out that, bunch of people are going through the same shit.
So you're not the only one in that case.
I solved the murder of an ape-looking man who was murdered by a fish-looking man. And I had to kill some weird creature that, tried to murder my ass.
Did you have fun with that? Try to get him away?
Yeah. I've also found that in this, doomed city, they use bullets as money.
What?
Yeah, they only deal. After the flood that happened, they only deal in practical goods for bartering. Like cash money is useless when you have limited supplies probably coming into the town. So having the most money means shit, but having the most bullets or booze or books or something that people can either protect themselves or deal with the, problems of the world. Okay, let's hit the continue. And continue my investigation. Lost at sea, Robert Thorgmorton funded an expedition to discover the origin of the mass hysteria gripping Oakmont. The expedition was to explore the seabed near Oakmont. Contact with the expedition was soon lost. Albert Thorgmorton was the only known survivor. He was subsequently murdered. I was hired to find any other expedition members, dead or alive. Thorgmorton will be waiting for my report in his manor in southern Old Grove. Okay. God, this burns. Fuck. Sorry. Another thing I found interesting in this game is that you don't get quest points. It's not like on the map. It's not like on the map. It doesn't say, go here, go there. Nah. You have to figure those things out. They give you directions, and then you have to say, okay, on 5th and Main, and oh yeah, here's 5th and Main, so it's probably here. You can also mark dangerous things, like a blockade, monsters, or some other things that you may want to watch out. So you may want to change your route and not go in that direction if you come across that.
Okay.
I found the mapping system fairly interesting.
If there's anything like Resident Evil 5 mapping, it's
Well, the way it works is that you got the map of the town. You have initially key places on your map, okay, here's the docks. Here's the inn, the hotel I'd be staying. Here's the, newspaper place, the police station, hospital, some library, and a city hall. Key places. From there, you kind of, depending on your quests, are able to place more markers. Yeah. Like right now I have 2 markers for the current main quest I'm on, which allows me to put a marker for the key to the headquarters, and I, mapped out where that was. I was supposed to put it near Ashford Road and Hubert Ave, which I did. And the other one was going to Thorgmotten's manor that he's raiding for me, but that was kind of easy because there's actually, a marker for Thorgmotten's manor, because big
So it's
rich
essentially
guy.
like Persona Q, where you have to make your own maps.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. And you kind of got to investigate where you got to go. When you pick up more quests and side quests, you kind of got to figure out where those go. Then you have like 4 other markers I see. That's for certain things. Like you can put danger. So you can put a marker for something is dangerous over there. You can put a marker for mystery. Like there's a mystery there. You can put a marker for treasure to know where treasure's at. And you can put a marker for blocked passage. So well, got to take another route. And then
I want to play the trick become human now.
Hmm. Half the city is flooded, so some areas you got to travel by boat.
Boat.
Yep, boat.
Yeah, talk about boat.
Yep, boat Mormons. You
What is
get
this?
it.
Italy?
No, it's just a flooded city about to be probably devoured by Cthulhu or whatever
I say that
underwater
because
sea
Italy has a
gods.
lot of areas where you can only get to by boat.
Oh yeah, there is a lot. And then supposedly down the line, I should be able to dive into the ocean, which I'm sure that's going to be like wonderful.
If you're like my brother and hate water, no, it's not.
No, I don't hate water. My problem, I hate when that water is supposed to have some potentially have some supernatural threat that will probably try to either, take fuck with my mind or
Eat you.
eat me. If it's like perfectly
Eat
fine,
me.
where it's like the only thing I got to worry about is like regular things. It's like, oh no, it's just some weird just regular sea creatures. Don't watch out for the sharks. That's normal. Watch out for the tentacle monster that's going to corrupt your mind, and you're going to see horrible things for the rest of your life because reasons.
Because reasons.
Okay.
Just reasons. Like,
Ooh, I got a letter.
I gotta see this because, reasons.
Note from J.
Like, what if I
von der
don't want to
Berg.
see this?
Mr. Reed, it seems that you overexerted yourself while conducting the investigation for Mr. Thorgmorton. Forgive me for the audacity, but I brought you to the Devil's Reef while you were unconscious. Please take more care of yourself in the future. I won't be there for you every time. Johannes.
Johannes or Johannes?
I probably could be pronouncing it wrong. I'm not perfect with things like that. You know me.
I
Oh, wait,
know,
what's this
but I'm
other
also saying it
quest?
for myself as well because I don't say names properly.
What's
And I've
this?
heard that name before, but it was pronounced Johannes. Then again, I don't know how the
Danger.
character's name is spelled.
Please come to my room, which is just opposite yours. Okay. So is that this door? No. It took a lot of effort to track down this book. After being stolen from the Thurgmarton Museum, it was brought by a local surgeon who was found dead in his house after the flood. I snuck in, checked out his place, but in vain. Still, there is somewhere else that the tome may be. The private hospital in Western Reed Heights, where the surgeon worked, has been abandoned. The archives say it is on Bourbon Road between Innsmouth Road and Oak Street. Building the church was his redemption. Day after day he worked without payment, carrying stones and putting them in the moist soil of Salvation Harbor. At night, when he returned to his house behind the church, he could not sleep. The book his ancestors brought across the ocean called. When the church was built, the priest found him hanged on the bell ropes. But the book is still waiting for someone to come and read it. His house is in central Salvation Harbor on Old Church Road between Sevens Oak and St. Wilhelm Street. Still had a bad fame, and no one wants to live there even after the flood. see what I find. Ooh, pistol rounds, gunpowder, shell casings. Let's see if there's any freaky shit. Okay. Everything seems basically normal. Wheel tome. I had a dream, so real, it still makes my hand shake. A huge Ferris wheel rose amidst the city. People got on and rode it higher and higher before jumping off at its peak. As the pile of corpses grew bigger, the crowd pushed me to the reel, and then I saw a man with a leather bag. He was standing in the center of the reel and reading from a book. His awful dirge was making the reel rotate, dragging the crowd to their slaughter. Could this vision be real? I know there is a Ferris wheel at the park in western Old Grove, near Century Ave and Beacon Street. But where could the book be? The local legends may be more than mere superstition. A dozen witches were hanged on a huge apple tree that still grows near the cinder mill. Among these documents is a confession. One of the witches said the devil himself granted them a book with words of power. This book hides itself from mortal eyes, waiting for the witches to be reborn and return to claim it. The witch who wrote this confession lived in Eastern Reed Heights, somewhere north of the intersection of Communion Road and Museum Avenue. Could the book still be hidden there? The Tome of Mare. The fishermen talk of a place near the Blackwood Manor, on the southern part of Whisper Street, where meetings occur in the dead of night. The locals don't like this part of Eastern Grimhaven Bay, because they seem to fear those who gather near the half-built ships. They say a certain book is read at these meetings, a cursed tome that makes people so crave the sea's touch that they go and drown in the ocean. The one reading the book stands on a cursed boat that sinks in the fog. Those who saw it touch the shore have either gone mad or disappeared. Nightmares. I boarded up the windows and locked the door. They are just men, the Yellow Kings gang. They can't get here now. Now there's only me and these nightmares. A little longer and I'll figure them out. Tomes in the ruins. Local women were talking about a ruined house in central Coverside, near the radio tower on the crossing of Landing Avenue and Kingsport Street. They said the ghost of the house owner and his family still read the unholy book they kept. Several newcomers who tried to settle in those ruins have gone mad. Book in the bank. Talking with locals is never easy, but this old chap was one of the queerest yet. He was happy to talk about the book, but only laughed when I proposed to buy it. I left it in the most guarded place of the city, and paid enough to keep it there until the world's end. And if it is abandoned after the flood, even better. Ignorance is the best guardian. I'm guessing he meant the abandoned bank building in Northern Advent on Forefather Street, between Heelog Street and Windhalf Avenue. Alas, it would be too dangerous to go there by myself. Is there anything else here? Okay, found a lot of interesting things. Ooh, all this is for the Mystic Tome thing. Alright, so I gotta find the Mystic Tomes. Ooh, yeah. Okay. An abandoned bank building in Northern Advent on Forefather Street between Heelong and Northern Advent on Forefather Street between Heelong and St. Halfway Ave. Heelong Street and Windhalf Ave. So that would be around here, I think. Let's just put it right in the middle of the street. Okay. Alright, the ruins near the radio tower in central Culverside on the crossing of Landing Ave and Kingsport Street. On the crossing of Landing Ave. Landing Ave and Kingsport Street. There. Eastern Grimpham Bay. On the road on Grimpham Bay on the southern end of Whisper Street. Whisper Street near the road of Blackwood Manor. I don't know where Blackwood Manor is. Would be an important thing to know. So, I'm just going to plot this. Yeah, I don't know what would be Blackwood Manor. Would it be that place? Or... Okay, I'm just going to plop it on the southern part here and hope for the best. I'll figure that place out a little bit later. Okay. The other one is Easton Reed Heights, north of the intersection. Wait. Easton Reed Heights would be over here. North of intersection of Communion Road. Communion Road and Museum Ave. It said north of intersection. So put it right there. The other one is Ferris wheel in the park of Weston Old Grove. Old Grove. I'm thinking this is it. Century Ave and Big Street. So it's somewhere in here, I believe. Okay. Whoa, 2 more places to set. Central Salvation Harbor. Old Church Road. And Wilhelm Street. There we go. And Reed Heights. Western Reed Heights. To Innsmouth Road. Okay, Innsmouth Road and Oak Street. Alright, so right about there. make sure I got all the clues I've been looking for.
Makes this place feel more like home. I miss Boston already.
What's in here? Coil spring and shell casings. I've seen you dragging things into your room. Mind the floors. I'll make you pay for all the scratches you leave, landlord.
The door won't budge.
Let's see, what other cases have I unlocked? Would this be breaking and entering? Probably. Definitely. Too many coincidences. So the lighthouse is out, several ships have gotten lost at sea, and some are now decorating the city's beaches. That's one thing. But now we're an enterprising fellow at the city port hiring salvagers to recover ships. He's turning a tidy profit for selling them. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look into it. Now, if only this city wasn't so impossible to navigate. Okay. Gonna head back down. Okay.
Finally, you're awake. Gotta tell you though, mister, you wanna stay on here, you stop making all that noise.
Noise? What noise are you talking about?
I expect my guests to be respectable. Moans, chanting, all that kind of thing. It stops, alright?
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't really remember what happened, but I'll do my best.
Yeah? Well, next time it happens, you end up sleeping under the bridge like the other newcomers.
You're not exactly friendly with your guests. Are we the ones keeping you in business?
All these newcomers after the flood, they're stark raving mad.
What do you mean?
You can't imagine the crazy notes and books I find after they move out. Only thing they're good for is lighting the kitchen stove.
Can I have a look?
I knew it. I tell you, no one sane would be interested. And you want to take a look? Well, fine. Take what you wish. I'm watching you, newcomer.
Okay, they do not like newcomers. How badly what got you chuckling?
I'm watching someone play a particular ending of Detroit Become Human, and he found an ending that no one has gotten in this game at all.
Ooh, what is it?
For this particular part of the Nest chapter.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently there's a point where you can like find certain items and like you know where it says you can like find a person, you go off that little road. But there's a
Yeah.
cross chapter point where you don't find him at all and you leave the apartment.
Uh-huh.
But no one has gotten that.
Because
He's
probably
even
no
looked
one
at
has
it.
attempted that.
It's 0% of people have
Yeah.
gotten that.
I'm not stop myself from walking, even if it means being struck by further visions. I went to eastern part of Salvation Harbor, near the crossing of Fitz-O'Cahalan Street and Old Church Road. It came. The
Save
feeling of
Jericho.
loneliness and fear was immense. I was a woman, locked in a room, infected and slowly rotting. My body turned to something. It itched badly, and my face, I had to hold the skin with both hands to prevent it from growing until I suffocated. I ended up sitting on the road crying until some Innsmouth kicked me and ordered me away. Yeesh. Okay, let's continue exploring a bit. Walter, K help you. If I hear you're pleading, peddling your cheap, affordable living again, I could live with you renting out beast-ridden flop houses, but you're cutting into my profit. Don't make that mistake. I know you're on the fish market, and I have dangerous people living here that I can send after you. You've been warned, Vic.
I'm watching you, newcomer.
I bet not try to go in the back area. I'm sure it'll cause problems. Note about the hobo signs. Darren, I think it's finally starting to figure this out. Locals use signs to mark special places that you know already, kind of like the secret signs hobos use all over the country. What I learned is that the tradition dates back to times well before the flood. I've been able to find out the meaning of some of them. You've seen the colored H-shaped signs on doors around town? That means that the house is inhabited. The cross-hatch grid sign marks hidden caches of useful items. The V-shaped sign is for barricaded dangerous places. Good catch there, they say. Still haven't figured out the spiral-shaped sign though. You have to investigate for yourself. And if you see a sign with a cross and 3 Ks, reach for your gun. Okay. Well, time to head out, I guess. Oh, that's for fast traveling. Don't need the fast travel yet. I don't even know where I'm going yet. Yay! Let's choose a destination. What should I gun for? Should I do a side quest first? Ah, okay. Ah, okay. How can I change this a bit? So depending on what quest I'm working on, will show me which map things are there. So do I want to work on that? Alright, well, let me check my skills first. Set traps twice as quickly. Keep an extra bullet loaded, gaining a chance to deal double damage with the pistol. Vigor. Carry 7 more pistol rounds. When close to death, slowly regenerate a limited amount of health for one last fighting chance. Mind. Carry up to 25 pieces of any crafting material. Absolute carry. Earn more experience and stay sane for slightly longer. That seems very useful. Yeah, okay. The mind stuff seems to be where I should start with. I'm gonna put everything in this. Now I gain more experience. Yay! Should I go for the Mystic Tomes first? You know? I think I know what I should work on first. Let's do the main quest first. At least finish. And if I... That looks weird.
Look for your sins and repent. K Almighty will punish the wretched. My sin is terrible.
Just hope we have enough bullets for a decent funeral.
Let's see, let's see. What am I looking for? Found the experts in headquarters. My estimation was right. Wait,
Guess I don't need the key.
someone kicked that door in. Dang. Alright, let's see. Dangers of diving. Divers with the bends can suffer from numerous symptoms, including pain, impaired movement, nausea, vomiting, and disorientation. Acute symptoms can occur within 10 minutes of surfacing and includes paralysis, numbness, blindness, deafness, dizziness, seizures, confusion, our words coming out all weird. The paralysis and numbness can invoke several different parts of the body at the same time. Wow. Wow. Don't think I'll go diving anytime soon. Sounds dangerous, I think. Okay. Alright, I gotta check something real quick. Let's see.
Someone smashed it beyond repair.
Gunpowder. Right, how can I craft? Okay, that was weird.
Sport.
Let's see.
Scary.
Can't say I ever saw another show like it.
Cold.
Creepy stuff happening. How to protect. According to our data, the places with paranormal activity have a strong, previously unidentified influence on the human mind. We have prepared a list of solutions, including meditative practices and supply of sedatives to prevent cases of madness among the expedition members. I highly recommend discarding all those charms, amulets, and religious symbols which are of no use, and applying the scientifically valid methods of protection instead. H. It's has hints of it. It's like I just started. Like the beginning part have you hallucinating, pretty much throwing yourself to a tentacle monster. So yeah, and if you use up your sanity gauge, you start seeing weird shit. Brings me to fond memories of eternal darkness. And then I had some weird creature try to attack me. Wasn't that creature itself wasn't that scary outside of the fact that you start the game with your gun not loaded. That was awesome. Who goes into any place with an unloaded gun?
These samples glitter in a weird way. I wonder where they came from.
I'm assuming under the sea. Fisherman reports. L. Sullivan and B. Morgan, local fishermen, report numerous large bubbles and an unbearable stench rising from the bottom of the sea. brought a sample of the weird substance floating in the ocean from J. Harway. He claims he found it among numerous dead and strangely deformed fish. The fish were taken for analysis. Several locals mention a rock that rose from the seabed, making the fog shine in different colors. The witnesses felt sick and dizzy for 2 or 3 days after the incident. L.P. Stern got severe burns after chiseling off a part of the rock in his basement. Samples taken for analysis. Wait, what's that sound? Oh, that's the light.
These samples glitter in a weird way. I wonder where they came from.
Okay.
H. Dow, anthropologist. The Oakmont University Department of Anthropology welcomes the newest addition to its ranks, Professor Harriet Dow. Her brilliant discoveries about the origin of Inuit tribes have added a new page to the history books of humanity. Now Professor Dow will embark on a new expedition to hopefully shed light on the source of the flood, and in doing so, shed light on what may yet be to come. Any weird shit? No. Alright, now I go into the mysterious basement that didn't exist a moment ago. So, yeah. See how that
Now
goes.
I truly want to play this game.
Which game?
Detroit Become Human.
Ah.
This game's just so intuitive if you think about it. What would we do if we actually had androids in our life? Like this.
I'm assuming sex robots.
Well, besides that.
What other reason would you have robots that look like humans?
Hello, some people may use them as police, some people may use them as, nannies.
I don't think, well, nannies probably. But for cops, I don't think we need a robot for cops. At least not one that looks human. You just have one that looks like it's going to murder you, and you don't want to commit a crime. Partially burned cargo manifest. The following must be unreadable. Grimhaven Bay, no later than Friday. Mach 5 diving suits, 6. Air tanks and pumps, 4. Canned foods, 18 crates. Personal belongings, 6 crates with name unreadable. Research equipment, 7 crates. Do not unreadable. Air pipes, 24. Phone station and wires, 1. Power generator, 1. Responsible for the unreadable. Wait. What was that? What was that noise? Don't like weird noises. Okay, that's a box. Alright, everything seems fine. What the fuck is that? Ah, shit! Ah, where's my gun? Where's my fucking gun? Where the fuck is the fucking gun? Hey, get back here! You don't shoot at me and run. Motherfucker. Wait, I don't want to do this weird shit yet. Great. I go and murdered a dude. And... okay. I forced this crap.
Okay.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Oh, fishmen. Innsmouthers.
fata me fe I regach I dagon.
Ah, they cast some crazy magic.
Grab the papers, smash the rest.
Okay.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back.
Time to figure this out.
Okay. That's one.
We don't have time to pick it. Stand back.
Grab the papers, smash the rest.
I fata me fe I regach I dagon.
Burn it all. Make sure you get the adverts.
Several men broke into the expedition headquarters. What they didn't smash, they burned. The archives, even the newspapers.
No, okay. That weird shit.
Guess this helmet's beyond repair.
Let's go to Mine Palace and figure this out. Alright, the cargo from the expedition was taken to the Grimhaven Bay Pier. The expedition headquarters was vandalized by Innsmouthers. They burned all the expedition archives, even the newspaper. Expedition archives is lost, but I still have clues to follow up on. They left the city on a freighter from Gridhaven Bay. They might be recent postings or ads about the freighter in Oakmont Chronicle. Alright, good to know. So murdered a dude.
Are a few damp papers all that's left of the expedition?
Seems so. Seems so. God damn it, I killed the guy. Why can't... Did I pick up his ammo? I hope he picked up his bullets. Alright. I'm done here. Let's see. Healing. Wait, it shows that there's still clues here.
Guess I don't need the key. Are a few damp papers all that's left of the expedition?
There must be something I'm missing.
Guess I don't need the key.
Something as a clue. Got that. That. They must be upstairs that I'm looking for.
Can't say I ever saw another shell like it.
I don't know why it's still showing clues here, but I don't see any clues.
They sing.
Oh well. No point in walking around a place like this too often. Alright, let's figure out where I'm going next. Expedition Archives is lost, but I still have the clues to follow up on. They left the city on a freighter from Guildhaven Bay. They might be recently... Freighter in Oakmont Chronicle. That would be here, wouldn't it? Headquarters. Several men from Innsmouth Syndrome broke into the expedition headquarters and destroyed everything in sight. They burned most of the expedition archives, scientific research, interviews, and locales, freight, and cargo manifests, even clipping the newspaper's advertisements. Partially burned cargo manifests. Nothing there. Wait. Grimhaven Bay. Well, that doesn't tell me where to put it, though. Alright. So... let's go here, then. Okay, that's weird. Everything can't be perfect.
The old papers are by the door. Take them and stop bothering me already.
I think you've got me confused with someone else.
Aren't you a newcomer?
Yeah, I guess I am a newcomer. Charles Reed, private investigator. And I also need your old newspapers, the archive, to be exact.
Ah, so you're the one who cracked the Albert Throgmorton murder case. Nice work. I'm Helen Bland. Say, can you do me a favor? Give me an exclusive interview. You won't regret it. The Oakmont Chronicle is the best newspaper for miles around.
All right, I'll be sure to make some time for you, Miss Bland.
Ow, my back.
You laying on the ground again?
Well, I'm laying on my pallet of blankets.
Ah, but still the ground.
It's a carpeted ground, but yeah, doesn't really make too much of a difference.
Yep. Well, to be expected. To be expected. Okay, and there we go.
Do you still want that interview? I got some time now, if you're ready.
Oh, absolutely. We know that you're the private eye who solved the case, but tell our reader something more about yourself.
I'm a former Navy diver. Served on the USS Cyclops, and, well, after the war, I found myself in Boston. I've been a private eye ever since.
Oh, a brave sailor. Well, I imagine you'll get accustomed to local life easily. We have plenty of water around here. Maybe we'll have the chance to work together later. Who knows? And now the big question. Why are you here? What brought you to Oakmont?
Currently, I'm tracking down the source of the psychic phenomenon that's been causing madness and visions all across the country.
Ah, yes. It affected people here, but we were much more concerned with the flood. Though Robert Throgmorton sent an expedition.
Yeah, and then hired me to find it. Ironic, don't you think?
I think that's enough for now. I can't give the readers too much all at once. Thank you for your interview, Mr. Reed.
My pleasure. And maybe I'll do something interesting enough to make the papers again. You never know. See you later.
You will often need to look for useful information within various city archives. Archives contain typical information, for example, City Hall holds general data about citizens and organizations, while info about specific categories of people like criminals or patients can be found in police or hospital records. In the case book, evidence may have a hint icon indicating you need to do some archive research. In the archive interface, select the piece of evidence you wish to investigate, then choose 3 criteria to search for relevant information. A search conducted within the correct evidence and criteria result in new information being added to the case book. Okay. Christian Archives is lost, but I still have clues to follow up on. They left the city on a freighter from Grimhaven Bay. They might be recent postings of ads from the freighter in Oakmont. They left the city on the freighter. These postings of ads about the freighter in Oakmont. 30-ton ship Titania is currently available for hire. You will find it fully equipped for transport, as well as the aiding of underwater ventures and exploration for the price of 70 rifle bullets, or the equivalent thereof, per week. Those interested are urged to contact Captain Jeremiah Sanders for contracting details. He can be found at Pier 3, Oakmont Port, Grimhaven Bay. Okay. Okay. One step closer to figuring out what the fuck's going on. I have a lead. How to get there, though? Gonna need to take a boat.
Extra, extra. All the news that's fit to print. Buy a paper, mister?
Take a boat this way. Sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, I gotta loop around that way. That was weird. The right way, I think. Yep. Now I can travel by foot. I'm gonna have to stop soon. Where's the entrance to the place? That way.
What's his son's name?
Whose son? Yeah, Mom. Alright, so this is where I'm going to have to end it. I have something to do. I hope everybody who watched enjoyed the stream. I will hopefully do more later today or tomorrow. Enjoy.